Crowd of people gathering at the Liberation Center. This is Houston's East End, planning for a protest later this week in honor of Lorenzo Salgado. The man shot and killed by ISIS now been nearly 2 weeks ago.
Organizers say they want to continue putting pressure on officials. Anayeli Ruiz was at tonight's meeting. She joins us now with what she learned there. Anayeli.
Well, guys, it's not just old groups or established groups, here in the Houston area that are coming together, but it's also new organizations that are coming, and they say they will continue calling for justice. It was a packed house shortly after 6 p.m. today as dozens of people gathered at the Houston Liberation Center.
Never been to the Houston Liberation Center.
For many in the room, this was the first time attending a meeting to plan protests.
For us to rise up and get angry about this and say enough is enough, this is not normal, and we need to have real change happen, and ICE should not be allowed on our streets at all.
Nearly 2 weeks after Salgado was killed during an encounter with ICE agents, emotions remain raw.
Por justicia. Queremos a los asesinos de nuestro hermano migrante.
They say their calls for justice will not be silenced. Federal officials last week said ICE agents were searching for 2 Guatemalan nationals when they encountered Salgado in his van. They also say Salgado shifted the van into reverse, then forward again, while an officer was partially inside the van or immediately next to it. That's when an officer fired his gun. But organizers say they don't believe that account.
Want to keep up the pressure. They want to keep up this movement for justice for Lorenzo. And that means that we have a responsibility to create spaces where people can come together.
And it's not just established organizations leading the effort. A new group called Amigos de los Salgado, or Friends of the Salgado, has formed in the wake. Members say they're longtime family friends and now feel called to speak out.
All of us have known him for almost half our lives at this point, going to school together.
These friends say they're becoming advocates, pushing for change.
Not only advocating for justice for Lorenzo, for making sure that there's a full transparent investigation for all of this, but also to make sure that this doesn't happen to our community at all anymore.
For many here, tonight's meeting wasn't the end of the conversation. It was the beginning. And tomorrow they tell us they will be gathering outside City Hall where they plan to hold a press conference and then attend public comment. Their goal is to continue to put pressure, they say, on city officials. Reporting live, Anayeli Ruiz, KHOU 11 News.